The board is set. The native Fremen dream of creating a green Arrakis, while the Baron Harkonnen wants to paint it red. Smugglers who above all desire profit by turning the tables. The noble Atreides, bound by the whims of the Emperor, are blinded by their honor. The board is set. The Spice War begins.
Hello everyone. So, first things first. This is a new game. This actually just released on Early Access today. It is an RTS that was teased not too long ago, it feels like. During the Game Awards, maybe? Either that or E3. Not entirely sure. It is kind of like a... Man, it's hard to describe. Better just to show. But Sarah the Femboy and CM Sully, thank you for your resubs. 7 and 22 months, respectively. Alright, let's see. How can I best describe this? Kind of a strategically light RTS. If you see me play Stellaris in some of the games I played with Grant, I feel like that has a lot more plotting in play than here. But essentially you get something akin to Endless Legend, except for the combat, between the three, oh gosh, I can't even count today, the 4 factions on Arrakis. The noble House Atreides, led by the Duke Leto. We have House Harkonnen, led by Super Kami Guru, also known as Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. The Smugglers, led by Esmar Tuik, and the Fremen, led by Dr. Liet Kynes. I have had almost no experience playing this game, except for a test game I ran with the Fremen. So guess what? We're doing that again. Now, the Fremen, their whole deal is that they can handle a lot of the harsher aspects of Arrakis better than the other 3 factions. They can even ride sandworms for quicker transportation if they have to. But when they're collecting spice, they're able to do it passively, while the other factions have to use sand crawlers to harvest it quickly and get out before a sandworm eats the harvester and takes all the spice they just got. And they also have increasing abilities depending on how much of hegemony, kind of like the in-game victory point system, they get. You can also augment their faction's ability with these counselors. So you have Cheney, or Chani, who has some interesting subterfuge kind of plotting mechanics that can kind of help the neutral villages that control regions revolt. You have Stilgar. Let's see. Every new village capture increases CH detection progress. So, as the Fremen, you're not all of the Fremen on Arrakis. You are the Fremen based out of CH Tabor. There are other CHs on the map. The map is kind of randomly generated each time, I think. And the other CHs are hostile to you and can actually raid your faction, unless you start a long trading process with them, which allows you to ally with them. But you don't know where they all are. Stilgar helps you find them faster. You have Reverend Mother Ramallo, who I like the most so far, because if you pick her, you immediately know where all the spice fields are on the map. So you can kind of prioritize your route of expansion to grab the most spice fields. And then you have Otheim, which just makes your units faster. Units gain sand killers when no allies are nearby. Oh, so fighting solo gives them a bonus. So I'm actually going to go with Mother Ramalo and Offheim. Let's see, what else can I change? Let's make the map size... let's keep it medium. That way we don't have just a whole stream where I'm just growing and not doing anything. Keep everything else normal. Let's see, what is a hegemony victory? Oh, it's already enabled at the start. Might as well leave it on then. And I'll have the AI difficulty at me. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it all the same. That way I don't have the excuse that I beat the game on easy mode, or that I was beaten by an easy mode. Oh, and Wilson and Cool Hand Dukes, thank you for your resubs, 9 and 17 months, respectively. Alright, so, it is an RTS. Again, if you've seen my Stellaris game, this clock will seem familiar. So, it looks like Sietch Tabor is on the southeast side of the map. We have a spice field to our north. Pretty much in every direction, but the south is kind of harder to get to. So we do start with an Ornithopter, which is kind of our scout unit. Let's see, which one is... Wow, they're all kind of spaced a bit farther out than I would have liked. Let's send it north to see how many regions are between us and that spice field. In the meantime, another contrast that kind of makes me hedge my bet when I call this an RTS, you actually don't have many military units under your direct control at any one time. This isn't like Age of Empires where you're controlling armies of 30, 40 units. You only are going to get a handful. I'm going to go ahead and start us out with a warrior. Fremen are all kind of low-tech. Your warrior's your basic melee unit. You have skirmishers, which are ranged and can damage armor a bit better. Infiltrators are hidden before they attack. Kulon caravans are purely support, and then Fedaykin are kind of your just late-game warriors. When I unpause time, I'm obligated to say the time must flow. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Alright, so... you can also build more Ornithopters, but you have to be wary of the fact that you only have so many resources in the game. You have Solari, which is just money. Plascrete, which you use to both build stuff and maintain your buildings. Manpower, same thing for units. Water, kind of self-explanatory. Again, mainly used to either support your villages or your units. And then authority is the currency you spend to take over new villages. So it's similar to Halo Wars. I haven't played Halo Wars in a long time, but I can tell you that you aren't going to be controlling more than 10 units at a time, unless, say, you're playing a faction that gives you more military, and if even that exists, I don't know. Let's go ahead and let the clock roll, though. Oh, I have the tutorial mission still on. Perfect. So now I have to search for spice, which I'm already doing thanks to Mother Ramalo. Alright, it looks like immediately to our north is the Deep Desert, which is not impassable terrain, but if you send units across it, they're going to have a bad time.
We'll look there.
All units have a supply... Well, aside for the Ornithopters. Glad I can immediately counteract my own example. But your military units have...
We're listening.
That's actually pretty loud. Hold on. Turn that master audio down just a bit. Your military units have their power, which is how much damage they do, their health, how much damage they can take, armor, which reduces incoming damage, and supply. Now, supply always goes down when you're not in a region you control, but in the Deep Desert, it goes down a heck of a lot more. So you kind of Deep Desert serve as a little bit of a buffer zone you can use. Anyway, I want you to come down here so we can actually find a spice field we can use. Oh, sorry, I already forgot. The time must flow. I already ruined it. I'm so sorry.
Received.
Alright, so it looks like this spice field might be a bit easier to... Oh, okay, yeah, no, this is perfect. So, this is most likely the village that controls this region, and it's right next to Sietch Tabor. It's probably going to be our first target of conquest. And while I wait for that, I think I'll go ahead and get one more unit for now to better overpower these local villages. Gunwald. I'll just have you search a bit automatically now that I found my spices.
We will help if we can.
And so, interesting thing is, all the factions start with something like Sietch Tabor for us. Like, the Atreides start with Erekine, the Harkonnens start with Carthag, and the Smugglers start with Sietch Tuig. But the thing is, aside from spawning your military units, you can't actually do anything with your home city until you get enough hegemony to start treating them like actual capitals. And then you can add districts to them, a bit like, ooh, I didn't even know they could do that. That's useful. And they can defend themselves. So whenever you take over a town, you kind of have to keep your units by it for a little bit until you can fully capture it. This is how other factions can kind of contest your control of the villages without having to attack them directly. They can just mess with you while you're trying to capture. And Demon Prince of Games asking, is the Dune game any good? Because I just started listening to the books. I'm really getting into the series. It's too soon for me to tell. Like, I got this game today, and I played it for about 3 hours, and I've had fun, but I don't think that's enough time to really tell if this is something really worth your time. It is an early access. I mean, it feels kind of feature complete, but it is an early access for about $30. Okay, good. Okay, it looks like our neighboring regions all have a little bit of something we can use. But first, we're going to want to get some spices, so I'm going to go over here and build a... Where is the spice collector? Here we go. While we're doing that, you guys go over here. So as you can tell, you're not really... It's not a lot of base building. It's not a lot of fine tactical control of units. It's very much a very abstract, almost political chessboard kind of game. Oh, and then you have your tech tree. I'm not sure how much different it looks for each faction, but let's see. I'm not going to want... It's not taking me too much authority to capture stuff, so I think what I'm going to want is composite materials to make building cheaper. Now I'm starting the spice harvesting, so I'll take care of that mission in a sec. Let's go ahead and start conquering this village. So, it is important to note that the terrain does matter. This kind of rocky area is kind of safe to have combat on, but if we were fighting out in the desert, we would actually have the chance of summoning a sandworm. And if we did not get out of the way before that big buddy comes up, then Shai-Hulud is both eating both us and our enemies. It's a very quick way to get your units deleted to fight on the open sand and not move quickly. At what stage do you unlock the God Emperor Sandworm unit? So, that's another era, but it is possible for the Fremen to summon sandworms to move around using the Thumpers. At this early stage in the game, I only have 3. I don't get the chance to make more, I think, until I get more hegemony. But once I do have Thumpers, I can place them out in the desert with military units, and then they act like a quick transit, as I could like plop one down here, and then I'd get a range to kind of move them within a certain distance, like maybe all the way down here if I wanted to. So it's a way for Fremen to quickly move their units around, because actually, at the very least, the Harkonnens get an airfield that allows them to quickly move units between their provinces. Anyway, now that I have a sand collector unit, a harvesting team, I can spend some of my manpower, which I don't have much of, but once I get a team down here, I can start getting a greater amount of passive spice income, which is different from the other factions, which have to collect in the limited window with their harvesters before a sandworm shows up and gobbles up what they get.
We will help if we can.
Alright, well that's good for you. So the thing is about the Fremen, though, is that they have to... I'm pretty sure all the factions have this, but they have to choose how much of their spice income is being sold directly to Chom on the market to get their income of money, and how much are they just stockpiling for later use, either to trade or to spend on specific things. Now, for the Fremen, they're always going to have a spice bribe they have to pay to the Spacing Guild to keep the orbit of Arrakis clear of any satellites. So that's kind of a way to keep the Fremen going from, okay, well, we can passively get spice pretty easily. We're just going to sell that all to Chom, get a whole bunch of money, and win the game economically. No, you always have to pay a little bit to the Spacing Guild, so you want to make sure the amount you sell on the market and the amount you stockpile is usually tilted in favor of the stockpile, at least in the early game, because you want to make sure you build up enough spice in your stockpile that you can pay off the Spacing Guild each ever so days. I'll show you when I have a reason to move my units. Well, it looks like, in fact, the other spicing field over here is pretty easy to get to. So I'll spend one thumper, just one. I'll have to put out in the desert.
We'll hide our tracks.
And then with all these swirls, this is the range the sandworm can move. So I'll move him. Oh, it actually looks like the rocky area is blocking them from coming up here. So I won't use it yet, but now you know what it looks like. Sorry for the tease. Alright, now I can put a harvesting team in there. Boost our income a bit. And then, of course, the militia is how you can kind of passively defend your different provinces, because your military is not going to be that big. You have to have something down here to protect these places.
You will have it.
Alright, okay, so, espionage. This is a whole lot of stuff. So, passively, you get agents. Agents have their own abilities and can be assigned in certain places. If I were to assign them to one of the specific factions in the game, as you can see, I get a little bit of stuff here, and also I get more infiltration on those factions. And then infiltration unlocks missions. I'll get to missions in a sec. But then you can also put agents in these passive categories of Arrakis, Spacing Guild, Chom, Landsrad. Chom being the kind of massive trading company that governs the economy in this universe. Landsrad being the collection of great houses that kind of counterpoint the Emperor. If you want to think of it a bit as a loose legislative assembly underneath the Emperor and the Imperium. Spacing Guild being the guild that manages interstellar travel in this universe. And Arrakis, the planet we're on, the source of the spice, aka Dune. Now, again, from my experience in this game, which is not much at all, the Fremen seem to benefit from putting agents at Arrakis and Spacing Guild at the start. Maybe Landsrad too, because they need the influence for another thing that I'll show when it pops up. But I'm going to go ahead and put this guy in Arrakis, because he'll help me find more sietches that I can trade with. And as my agents sit here and do stuff, they will collect intel, which is how I mostly purchase the ability to conduct missions. And these different missions are ways I can affect the map. Let's see. For example, if I had 200 intel 200 Solari money, and then 1 level infiltration on, let's see, Chom and the Landsrod, I could get a ceasefire mission, which after some time would accrue and then pop up here. I could then spend it to stop a fight, which is a good way to like stop a fight that is going to lead to either your city being taken over or your units being destroyed. So a lot, this is kind of, I feel like, the most unintuitive part of the game. Not that it's bad, but it's taking some time to just understand. Alright, anyway. Time must flow. Okay, I want you to come over here. This is like the most tactical I've gotten in the game so far. Ranged units don't like being attacked, so I don't let them sit behind the front lines and just shoot me. Because they actually, if you the flashing icon means the unit is not in a favorable combat. That was some experience just popped up, that +5. Alright, so I can't actually assimilate this town without some more water. So this is where wind traps come in. Wind traps being another building I can produce on at my villages. But I don't want to build them all over the place because certain regions have different wind strength. The impact of this region here has only 2, but meanwhile the false wall south has 4, and that's good. That's a lot more than 2. It's 2 more than 2. So I'll probably want to build a wind trap here, so when it's completed, my water reserves will go back up, and I can assimilate this town.
Arrakis is our home.
And I do want to take it over instead of just pillaging it, because I want to get access to this spice field over here and increase my income, especially with this bribe coming up. Because if I fail to pay the bribe, I get a running debuff to all of my stuff, which is not good. Not a hex-based RTS war cow moo, but it is an RTS. I feel like that's still the best describer for it. Oh, and then now that I have agents doing Arrakis infiltration, I can start cleaning up some of these random events that are scattered on the map and get some extra rewards. I could have my Ornithopter do it to get some immediate stuff, but most of the time I like having the agent kind of clean it up because the passive reward helps some of the softer resources over here. Oh, and it looks like a raid is queuing off to attack my town. I don't want that, because I didn't build any militia units to help protect it.
We'll hide our tracks.
So I'll have my warriors go back down and fight them off.
What does Liet command?
Hello, King Jitter. Thank you for the 57-month primary sub. I do wish I could rename the villages, but alas, not that much customization. Alright, so that covers a lot of the local stuff. As you can see, there are little bits of things on every region. Well, at least you hope. Like, this place has good rare elements, so I can use it to get some extra money. This place has spice. This place has regular materials, which means I can get more plascrete. We already covered the spice. There are some special regions that are just like, hey, there's something special here that if you do, will help you out. Those are a bit rarer, and honestly, harder to see, because you actually have to click on the region, and then you'll have a special marker where the banner is. Oh, I think that is the most basic rundown of the game I can give. Let's get some units over here, and then once I have 3 of them, I'll show you guys the sandworm movement, finally. Dirtidur, thank you for the 45-month resub. It's interesting that I'm kind of fenced in here by 2 deep deserts. That's going to make it harder for me to send units out, but also harder for enemies to attack me. I'm thinking, since this is the edge of the map, I probably want to swing north to grab this area and then this area so I can get some plascrete and extra spice production.
Yes. On the lookout. We'll look for invaders there.
Also going to want to get some recruitment offices going because I'm low on manpower. Let's do it down here then. No, do your Doctor Who stuff in chat. I need the engagement. Don't tell them to run, Tiny Train World. I need them here. Don't listen to this one. Don't. Okay, so, Landsrad's open. So what does this mean? Well, every few days or so, a lot like the UN in Civilization 6, if you have the later editions, I think, the Landsrad opens up. Landsrod. I like Ren's Rod, carrying out that double A. It sounds better. You get a few laws you can vote on with the influence you're passively accruing, or actively accruing if you build certain buildings. Let's see, we have 3 laws on the books here. Imperial Propaganda, which means if you get enough votes for your faction, your authority production goes up. I don't need that so much. I'm not, so while it's beneficial, I'm not going to spend what little influence I have voting for it. Elected faction gains a reduced unit recruitment cost. That is helpful. I think I'm going to put at least half of my influence in here. And then let's see. The elected faction gains 30% bonus chum spice exchange rate. That would help, especially since I'm still building up my stockpile. Being able to sell my 1 unit of spice for a greater share of the profit is helpful. So in fact, I'm actually going to take this down a couple of pegs and start really voting for that. Alright. And we'll see how that goes in 6 days when the Landsrod votes are accrued. Got another agent here. Let's go ahead and put you in Chome. Again, to help with our spice to Solari exchange. There's a lot of things in here that helps me to describe by comparing to Stellaris. I don't think it's enough like Stellaris for that comparison to bear fruit. It's very much like 4-faction asymmetrical gameplay. Because I've only had 3 hours worth of experience with the Fremen. Here's your Samward summon, by the way. And I don't know how the other 3 factions play, but it seems like everyone has their unique quirks. And that's sandworm travel.
Yes,
Alright, so I'll let them scream in terror outside of my ear range. Alright, now that we have enough spice for the next bribe, I'm actually going to take this down so we can sell more of our spice on the market. That way our money income can shoot up a bit. Bonds are still loading. Oh, okay, good, that's done. Work on this one next. So this game, to compare this game to the Battle for Dune RTSs that came out kind of near the turn of the century, honestly, this one is a lot more abstract. Like, you're going to spend a lot more time trying to hamper your opponents on the lens rod, using the espionage stuff, than you are actually going to be moving units on the map to affect your goals. To a degree. Like, you're still going to have these battles where you have units of, like, groups of 6 or 5 units clash, and then you know, a lot's riding on the success or failure of those attacks, but the fact that you're only controlling probably no more than 10 units for the whole game means that it's not going to be that direct in your conflict. Alright, so now that we have these guys, let's move them over here. I want to start exploiting that Plascrete, so let's go ahead and build a factory here. How the lands are on vote go? Okay, good. The military service thing came in my favor, but it looks like House Atreides and House Harkonnen grabbed the other 2 benefits. And so these aren't always good to have. Some of these are going to be like, oh, here's like plus 30 Plascrete, kind of like concrete upkeep, which means suddenly I'm no longer getting Plascrete added to my stores. I'm losing it. So you can have houses vote for you on some of these and have that be a negative. But fortunately, it looks like everyone decided just to vote their own way. You can immediately see what House Atreides is good at, given that they have over 300 influence, and I only had 100 by the time this rolled around. I think it has a lot in common with the older Dune board game. Not the one that came out, I think, just last year, but the one that came out probably around the time the David Lynch movie came out. And you had at least 5 factions with vastly different play styles. It has a lot in common with that, I think.
We're listening.
Now, honestly, I don't want to use all my thumpers before I get 5,000 hegemony, because I'm not getting these back until I get that high. But because there's a lot of desert between here and the next village. Really? A sandworm can't cross that? Alright, fine. Get walking.
We'll wait there.
Probably for the best then. No, they're not the same game. The older Dune board game was re-released, but there was I think a Doom Imperium game that came out that is vastly different. Like, that one has just, I guess maybe that game might have more in common with this. I never played it. I looked at that and I went, wow, that's a lot of different meeples going different places for different things. And I usually don't like those kind of board games because the meeples feel gimmicky. Alright, can I build a processing facility here yet? Yes, I can. Go ahead and do that. I need the Solaris. Oh, sandworm. Oh, see, this is why you want to quickly move into rocks. Because if I left that unit there in this shimmer for too long, then the sandworm would have come up and just deleted the unit.
We will help if we can.
They don't belong here.
Oh dear, this might have been a bad idea. This is already... Wow. Wow. I don't understand why my units were losing health there. This isn't the deep desert. That was interesting. Well, easy come, easy go, sadly. Luckily, that did allow me to get some resources back, so I can rebuild not too hard. Actually, the manpower upkeep's better. Go ahead and do that. Then you can do that.
We will help if we can.
Oh, another lands right vote. See, and here are some of the negatives. Tax negotiations, fortunately, can apply to all the factions, so it's kind of in our interest to vote for this unless you can afford the current upkeep and you don't want the other factions to have it easier. So that's a good way to kind of make it cost you. Diplomatic congresses, so your influence production goes down, you can vote on less stuff, and minus 30 unit power, all your units are weaker. So these are definitely things you do not want voted in. Oh, but I didn't even notice the minor houses were voting as well. So I guess that's kind of a way to have a wild card thrown in there. Oh, a raid. Oh, and this isn't good. If these guys come in and attack the town, they'll liberate it, and I'll have to conquer it all over again. Fortunately, I think I can move a sandworm over here to stop this. So I might have to actually not get any more towns for a while until I can consolidate the 3 I have over here. 4. And while you guys watch the sandworm run around, I'll work on these towns. Yeah, so the combat isn't much to look at. It can be tense. You can have battles that rely on... You have strategies that rely on just a few units winning a battle, but... It is just groups of units hitting each other. Alright. We saved Harneen. Alright, can I get that stuff back? So I'd at least rather have all the villages have at least one militia between them. One small thing about the Spacing Guild bribe, as bribes often do, they grow and they grow, so you have to worry about always stockpiling enough each time. Let's go ahead and shift that a bit more in favor of stockpiling. I'm going to want to get another spice collector here going here soon. 425 plascrete. I almost have enough. Nope, sounds like the Landsrod votes are coming up. There we go.
Liet?
Always stay alert.
Liet? Yes, Liet.
So the fact that we had these raiders come down here means there's probably a hostile siege somewhere on this corner of the map. If I want to go find it and wow, where the heck did my ornithopter go? Oh, there it is. Nope.
I wait.
There it is. So not totally like the book, but... I mean, not totally like the movie, but you can kind of see dragonfly aircraft. Also, I think this is the polar ice cap. Polar sink, yeah. Yeah, fortunately, I haven't run into anything that can actually destroy your ornithopters, but they're more or less scouts. They're not going to do much but look at stuff for you, which, you know, is helpful. Oh, geez, I should vote before the council stops. I am not in favor of this. I am not in favor of this. I am in favor of that. So I'm going to go ahead and actually split my vote between these two and just hope enough people like this that it works. Because I would like being able to get more money without having to pay upkeep. Also, I would like to make sure I can put more crews into the spice harvesting. So I would like more spice, please. Okay, now that we have 4 units between us,
Is our home.
I'm going to go ahead and try
The sand is our path.
getting this town again. Need more manpower. Need a lot more manpower.
What do you need? We'll look there. Arrakis is our
Alright.
home.
So I'm going to go ahead and try this one more time. I'll actually use a sandworm, so you'll love this. And I'll use a sandworm to get over here and attack Reptar. Hop on!
All clear. Agreed.
So can you not do that if it's not in territory I own? Because I can do this with my agent, but
Yes.
I guess the answer is that. Oh well, go back to scouting.
Liet.
Ooh, that one has 6 militia units. I must be getting pretty far from all the factions then. Okay, let's
We'll wait there.
you guys go ahead and attack.
We're listening. We'll get them.
Always stay alert. They don't belong.
Alright, there we go. So this is a larger combat. It looks like things are going in my favor. I'm compromising their ranged units, and it looks like their warriors aren't as strong as mine. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. My warriors do seem to be falling apart a bit. But I wonder if it's just because all these units are attacking them. So yeah, you guys go ahead. Go around and back them up.
Desert will surprise you. We'll take them by surprise.
Alright, I could pillage it. I don't need the money. I am going to need more water if I'm going to help them. Ooh, the wind strength up here is great. It'd be costly, but I should build a wind trap up here. Alright, and then once I have that water, I should be able to get that town and get another spice patch. So it's a bit slow going. I think maybe I should have gone for a small... Oh, there we go. Found a some House Atreides scouting over here, which means they may be the ones that are based out in this region. If I had a smaller map, I probably would have run into the other factions by now. Alright, let's see. A group of famous sculptors has settled in your city to get inspiration from Arrakis landscapes. Why did we let them in the Sietch? No Outworlders in the Sietch. But they're looking for a patron. I can either give them Solari or continue my conquest and get it for free. I have 16 days, and I have plenty of Solari, so let's try the latter in a little bit. Unfortunately, a lot of the villages around here have a big garrison. Oh, hello! We found a special region down here. 100% plastic factory resource production and 500 hegemony. That is actually very helpful. This will be my next town to attack. Go ahead and send these warriors and these infiltrators back to Shai-Hulud.
We're one with the desert.
I see, now I have a few missions failable because I don't have intel. Reduces enemy units' power. That's actually pretty good. Go ahead and do that. So once that operation's complete, I can spend it whenever I need to. Alright, and I got 2,000 hegemony, so I can actually come back to Shai-Hulud, and now there's some construction. You have 5 districts in the city. And every time you fill up a district, depending on what kind, economic, military, or administrative, you get a bonus. So each one of these 1 district areas gets the same bonus. It increases your research. This one gives you some extra stuff in the different areas, but you have to build 2 of the same kind. This same thing, but you have to build 3 of a kind. So right now, a lot of these buildings are really expensive. So these are some things I can kind of gun for after I take over this special region over here. Speaking of, when it comes to hegemony, how's it going? It looks like House Atreides is slightly in the lead, with 400 hegemony more than me. I'm not sure if the other factions get hegemony in different ways. I haven't played long enough to find that out. But different things to keep in mind. Also, are you still losing health? No, okay, you were just the one that got really bullied.
We're ready to hunt the invaders.
So, one thing I didn't mention earlier, the Landsraad has these 5 charters. Each of them provides different bonuses, and you have to be able to unlock it. But one of them, the Dune governorship, is actually how you win a political victory. You get elected to the Dune governorship, and then you hold it for 60 days, and you win. It's one of the 3 ways to win. The other one is score victory, reach the end of the game with the most hegemony, or domination, destroy the other factions. I feel like domination is hard because each of the capitals really can defend themselves pretty well. Like, I could throw all 4 of these units at, say, Arakeen, and they get demolished. And speaking of, I'm just noticing a raid is coming towards Gunwahad. That's not good. That's not good Nohad. That was terrible. I feel bad now. Yeah, go ahead and fill it up with some militia. They might not even get done by the time they're there.
We'll move fast.
Don't go through the deep desert.
What do you need?
Yeah, see, look, their supply just collapses.
We're Arrakis claws.
So fortunately, that village is close enough to the siege that that can help protect them.
We're here.
Okay, now go this way. And there's a sandworm coming.
Swift as the wind.
Okay, now come over here. So they're actually fighting in the open desert right now. Oh, and one of them are dead. So a sandworm could show up and gobble them up, but I don't think I'm going to be that lucky.
We're Arrakis claws.
We'll get their water.
Sparkamus, thank you for the 44-month Prime sub. Welcome to the Fremen's attempt to kick all the Offworlders off Arrakis. So we actually need a whole lot more plascrete before we can start spice mining over here. So I think it's time to make some friends. Let's see here. So we saved that town. Let's go ahead and pause the game and talk to... Well, how do the factions feel about me? Leto does not feel anything. Fat guy feels nothing.
Let's get to business.
Smuggler feels nothing. So who has the most plascrete? So the Atreides and the Harkonnen both have more than 1,000, but they both value it highly.
What do
meaning,
you want?
unless I give them something that they also value highly, like spice, it's going to cost me a lot more to trade for it. The
How can I
smugglers
help?
don't have it as highly regarded, so I could probably get a good amount without having to pay out the nose for it. Let's try getting 400 in exchange. Yeah, see, I don't even have to, I probably have to pay like half the amount of plascrete I'm getting in spice. But I always have to worry, if I'm trading around the time the bribe comes in, I might deflate it. Fortunately, I still have plenty in the bank. So I accept the trade. I've got all the plascrete I need. Go ahead and start building spice collectors. Oh, time for the Landsrod vote. So the one thing I don't like, the game doesn't pause automatically when you open up these different windows. You could be like trying to get a trade in, only to find out that like a day's passed and all your units are dead. I always have to remember to pause. Alright, let's see. Architectural surveys. Can't attack. More damage, but buildings cost less to make. So that's kind of like a good bad. This I don't like. Let's try to screw over the Harkonnens a bit. Oh, but okay, nope, never mind. I'm going to save all my influence to try and get this one. I don't have a lot, but I'll try. I want cheap buildings. Is there no setting to auto-pause? I don't know. Let's find out. Like I said, I've not had this game for very long. Controls. Focus village on construction. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's an auto-pause. Pause if I press a button, but that's not the same. Alright, let's go ahead and try and take over that special region over
We
here.
make less noise than a mouse.
Oh, hello. What's this? This area contains geothermal energy, fuel cell factory resource production. Allows for the construction of ceremonial caves. So what are ceremonial caves? I think it's over here. Nope. Ah, extra unit power at the cost of spice production. Interesting. Is that faction-wide?
We're Arrakis Claws. We're Arrakis Claws.
Oh, okay, here we go. We found a CH, a neutral CH, or rather hostile for now. So, as you can see, I could attack it, but it has 8 units protecting it, so probably not a good idea. But I could trade 10 water on an ongoing basis to get 20 extra Solari. And once I start trading, my relationship with the CH will go up. And once it hits 100, I can ally with them. And once I ally with them, I get their bonus. Ooh, and for this one, it's actually a lot of knowledge, which will help my research. So I'll go ahead and start that trade. It is going to make it harder to capture this town because it cuts into my water production. But I think it's important that this place stops raiding me because it's the only reason I would have defenses to my south. Unless someone starts coming along this edge of the map. Surveyor, thank you for the 200 bits. Do we have Worm Sign? Well, a couple times Worm Sign was popping up, but we're fighting on rock, so I think we don't have Worm Sign for the time being. hit our spicing guild drive, so let's go ahead and take this down a bit. Increase our Solari. Construction's complete, which means now we can put some men in here and get some more spice income.
Arrakis is our home.
So the vote is still going. Got 2 more days for that. Got an agent. Ooh, a lot of things are happening at once. Let's go ahead and put you in the Lands Rod, because that seems to be coming back to haunt me pretty fast. Looks like our infiltrators are getting a bit desperate here.
We are listening. Listen to the sound.
Alright. Need a bit more water. How is our... Ooh, this place has good wind production too. More wind trap. Like claptrap, but with... Oh, wow, I'm not getting any of these puns in today. So this will actually give my hegemony a big boost, which I'll need. Oh, especially since Atreides got a big... Oh, geez. So, if you get 5,000 hegemony, you unlock the second tier of your ability. So for House Atreides, they get 5k, they get more money while under a positive resolution, and if they're a negative, and if someone gave them a negative resolution, their units are more powerful. Yikes. I don't like that. Meanwhile, at 5,000, that's when we finally get these thumpers coming back. At 10k, our units get even better. Alright, so that wind trap's being built. So, is there anything else I can do on this side? I could build some militia. Sure. Now this place is really protected, and you guys can come back. The fact that this town has 6 garrison actually tells me that there is no faction nearby. So I can kind of abandon this front for the time being. And start focusing around this polar ice cap. Which I think is at the... Yeah, there's also... The polar ice cap is always dead center of the map. So it's kind of a good way to mark the radial. Because it's kind of like a big circle. I think I'm going to want to grab this place. I was hoping my Ornithopter would do more scouting on the western area, but I seem more interested in marking down this territory. I'd rather avoid just completely engulfing the deep desert, or else it's going to make moving stuff between the regions even harder. Unless I get thumpers. So what is here? So it's... Oh wait, yeah, it's a special region, which means I want to build a plascrete factory. And then once that's done, I think I might actually start going for statecraft buildings. So you guys can
The sand is our path.
What does Liet command? We won't waste time.
Master Reiji, thank you for the 59-month resub. Welcome to our ongoing efforts to free Arrakis. I think I'm getting to the point where I might actually start building something in Sietch Tabor. Let's see, more health, more experience, units regenerate, that's pretty good. Armor, health, armor. Manpower. That's actually pretty good. Manpower is lacking, and I do have a few regions, so I think I might get this recruitment center. Though if I build it here, I'll get extra power for filling up the district. I think that's more helpful.
The desert will surprise you.
I do need more plascretes, so how are you guys feeling? Okay, good. Fat ass doesn't value it so highly, so let's see how much I can get out of him. Let's try for 500. Okay, hold on. I'll get back to you. Let's see. I might have to give you a fair sum of spice. Ooh, that's a lot. I can stockpile a bit more. There we go. Alright, what was this about? Ah, another effing raid. Great. That's the last thing I need. Where are you guys headed? Well, right now they're just T-posing. There they go. And while they're doing that, you build me the recruitment center. Hey, done researching. Good. Let's see. So this is interesting. So this would take a while, and then on top of that, while I get +2 money for each neutral village, that amount of income is going to decrease as the game goes on and people start conquering the neutral villages. But it pays me money for liberating villages, which kind of flips my tactics from just getting and holding territory to actively liberating my enemy's territory. So it's kind of interesting how your research can modify your play style, since if you get this tech, you're starting to gun for more guerrilla tactics and liberating opposing villages. This wouldn't do much, but it would be helpful. But everything down here would take forever, so let's not even start. Go ahead and do this, so I don't have to pay so much in water. I mean, why not do the tech trees up here? This one is more political focused, and while there's some good stuff in here for the Fremen, like the CH network, if you have more than just no allied CHs. Desert Shadows for helping out your agents. This is more espionage and political focused. This is more administration. It's not like they don't have anything useful, it's just I wanted to focus on building a solid base of support, which is military units and specific buildings. Oh wow, that one unit got trounced. Ah, crap. I don't. These guys are not going to get there in time.
If we can.
Try to get over there, maybe?
Yes, Liet.
Just
We'll
try.
get them.
This is why I didn't want to spend all my thumpers, because getting a sandworm to kind of just go whoop would have been helpful. Yeah, these guys aren't going to get over there anytime soon. They're probably going to liberate it before I can get there. This is why I wanted to make friends with you guys. Didn't want you to keep raiding me. Big help. Ah, one of the charters are up for vote. I probably do not have the ability. Yeah, I'm not eligible for the charter. I don't know if it's because I'm Fremen or because I haven't done something specific, but I've noticed that the Fremen faction does not seem to be able to get any of these charters, except for maybe the Dune governorship. Okay, hold on. I might be able to stop this from happening. The units were moving a bit faster than I expected. Come on, guys. At least look like you're running. I know you have to walk without rhythm, but this is ridiculous. Also, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That looks like rhythm to me.
Yes. A nice spot for an ambush.
Arrakis is our home.
The trap is tight.
You will have it.
They'll die before noticing.
Okay. This actually would be great for us, so I think I'm putting all my votes in here. This will mean I won't be able to contest House Harkonnen's becoming judge of the council, but I don't think I was going to be able to outvote them anyway. But I would really like to have that extra exchange rate for spice to money. Hey, that's what you get for raiding my turf, jerks. Alright, how's that production? Kick it back one militia. You guys go way back over here. Because I still want to take this village. Oh, it looks like the polar sink is a special region. And if the village is over here... Well, I mean, the problem is if I take this region, then I'm constantly going to have to keep a military presence up over here. Because everyone's going to want that. Okay.
Ready for patrol. On our way.
Oh, Catwalkers, thank you for the gift sub. Congrats to Shai-Hulud. I'm sorry if I butchered that. I'm so sorry. Okay, so you are researching that. Good.
We will help if we can.
Okay, good. So we're about to find out what that village is.
We will help if we can.
Alright, so you guys wait here until the demolition... This guy.
The desert will surprise
Are
you.
you actually healing? Are you? Maybe. Maybe if I put you closer to the village. Oh, Catwalkers, thank you for liking the Adventures of Bart the Blue. I appreciate it. Oh man, well, look at that. House Atreides blew me out of the water with those votes. Yikes. Oh, I got the next amount by like over 100. But House Harkonnen got the judge of the council, which means they get extra units. They can train Landsrod guards, which I imagine are better than the disposable stuff they can throw at other people. Alright, so what do we... Only 3 units. I think that actually might be a bit more interesting to take a bite out of than Shai-Hulud. And I paid my spicing guild. Let's go ahead and shift this down.
We will help if we
Okay, so
can.
now they're back. Let's go ahead and take this town then. And I want you to build me a military base, so all my units around here are more beefy. What does Leto want?
Greetings.
You want half of my plascrete in exchange for 42 intel, 17 influence, and 230 Solari? No, that's way too cheap. Don't be a cheap-ass, Leto. I know you're better than that. Expect that from Fatty.
Arrakis is our home.
Attack. You guys go after them. You guys go after them. And you guys go after them. What do you want? Oh, if we actually, oh, all right. If we take this town, we'll actually come out ahead in the hegemony race. Yes, build the barracks. Do you actually build bases in this? The closest you get to building bases is buildings in these already established villages. I don't decide where the villages are. You just have one village per region. And then when you get up to 2,000 hegemony, then you can start building stuff in the base the game gives you. But you're not. This isn't like Empire Earth or Age of Empires where you're actually plopping buildings down onto the map. No. Oh hey, I got 500. Now I can start getting thumpers again. Huzzah! In the meantime, we need to build up this town. Oh, man, I ran off Solari. Hey, Leto. What? How much are you gonna buy from me? I got some plascrete I'm willing to sell. Let's say 200. How much money are you gonna give me for that? Wow, really? Almost nothing. Deal. Now, how do I build a water extractor? Allows construction of a water extractor. It still says wind trap. Am I not allowed to build water extractors? Because I'm a Fremen? I can only build wind traps? Did I learn that too late? Well, that stinks. I mean, I'll take the 1,000 hegemony, but still. Do you need to harvest spice? Yes. I think there are two main ways to harvest spice. Either you're one of these three guys, and you have to send out crawlers to pick it up before the sandworms get you, or the Fremen, who can actually set up camps to passively collect it. But you have to pay your Spacing Guild bribe. Coding Wizard, thank you for the 3-month Prime sub. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go.
Where Arrakis claws? We'll wait there.
Yes, Liad.
So what happens if you can't pay the bribe? So the more times you can't pay the bribe, the more deficit you get. I'm not sure if I can show you what that is without having failed to pay the bribe, but it's not like you fail to pay one bribe, you're screwed. It's you fail to pay one bribe, your buildings cost more to upkeep, etc., etc. And it builds up the more times you fail to pay the bribe, or it goes away if you're actually able to pay it. It's just one way to keep the Fremen from using their... I'm pretty sure it's just the one way the Fremen can't use their passive collection of spice as an immediate advantage over the other three factions. The fact that their stockpile is always getting eaten into by the Spacing Guild bribe is a big counterweight to it. Yeah, I mean, so the Fremen only get spice to either turn into money through Chom or pay the Spacing Guild or trade as an actual commodity. I'm not sure what the other factions, if they spend spice on anything. They might spend spice to bring stuff to Arrakis. The downside of me having only played the Fremen. Ooh, I do not want that. Dear God, no. I do not want to have the higher water upkeep. That's going to make everything suck. I also don't want units to be more expensive, so I'll put some votes that way too. Oh, House Harkonnen got their 5K. So what does that mean for us? Well, at least one allied village is under oppression. Glad to see they have that ability. Units are more powerful and agents are recruited faster. Oh dear.
What does Liet command?
I command you to go back over there and help pretend that town. Actually, never mind. They seem fine.
We won't waste time.
Yeah, they're good. We're good. Now, do I want to take Gardulas for more spice production? I'm kind of doing okay on that, honestly. In fact, I could sell a whole lot more to Chom. I'm still, yeah. Oh, hello. They lost their garrison.
What does Liet command?
Go down here and take this town. I want it. Meanwhile, I still have to figure out what I want from you, since apparently I can't build a water processor. Let's do listening post then. I need the extra influence anyway. I wonder if the Harkonnens just sacked the town. Oh, hey, our relationship's at 100, so now I can ally with them and gain the extra specialists, their knowledge. And they'll stop frickin' raiding my towns. Wait a minute. This town is literally just called Haha. Who put this in here? Who's the silly goose?
What does Liet command?
We're here. On the lookout.
We will help if we can.
Nope. Another raid. Yeah, you know what? Getting the Fedaykin sounds like a good... Or more knowledge. Yeah, give me the Fedaykin.
Arrakis is our home.
Why can't I conquer this town? What's going on here? Oh, it's still devastated? Oh, oh, those were not... I just understood what happened here. Magnesium, thank you for the 59-month resub. The town was attacked by the smugglers. That's why those units had blue nameplates. Those were the smuggler units that attacked and pillaged the town. And because it's still pillaged, I can't take it over until this ticks up. That explains a lot. What are you guys going? Where are you guys going? Their units were cloaked. That's why they didn't show up until after I was pretty much right on top of them. I'm sure the smugglers love that. Yep, no, they're not happy. Fatty's fine. Leto's fine.
Greetings.
Don't look at me. I'm busy. Okay, so it looks like those raiders did not care about where I was going, but I'm losing supplies. So you guys move back across the border, so you don't lose health. You actually build a missile battery, so the next fight doesn't have to go so far south. Are you done being pillaged yet? No, still probably got another couple of days to go for them. I'd really wish my ornithopter would start exploring the west side of the map. I think it's time I try to build another one. I don't have enough Solari for that, but next thing on the list when I do. She's a Rebel 927. Thank you for the 22-month resub. Hey folks, I can't believe this. I'm this close to 2 years of subbing. Man, I can't believe we've been streaming for so long. I remember watching the streams when this channel first went live. Back around the time it was like before the Pokemon Moon playthrough. But I was here. Sitting on that chair, looking out the window. I know you can't see where I'm pointing, but I'm actually in the same room I was in when I was watching the streams back in 2016. I don't move around a lot. It's a very plush chair. I got it moved in here when we moved from our old house. It's not that I'm the only one left. It's that everyone else made their own streaming channels. And we don't use the office for streaming anymore. We use it for filming. Oh, wait. There was a CH here the whole time? Did I just never see it? Yeah, sure. Here, take 10 water. Give me some more manpower.
We are listening.
Okay, now attack. You attack them, you attack them. Yes.
Always stay alert.
Why does Quinn, the largest of TFS, simply not eat the other members? They taste bad. Nick's diet has made him taste like really alkaline. Kieran tastes salty. Scott tastes gay. So on and so forth. All right. Yes, Scott is a happy flavor. He's too happy for my tastes. Okay, good. Are you ready? Come over here.
Agreed.
I need you to finally start exploring the other side of this polar sink. Virgil, thank you for the 16-month resub. This game looks interesting. Thanks for always bringing in good games, Quinn. I try. I had my eyes on this one since it was first announced. I'm like, oop, Dune, I guess I'm in. Hello. Oh, smugglers are back. And they attacked. Here, eat 8 units worth of crap.
They're noisy as Shai-Hulud in a rage.
You fucked up. You fucked up. You fucked up.
We'll hunt them down.
Okay, now come this way, because clearly the smugglers are coming in this way.
We will help if we can.
Oh, yep, see, that's a smuggler town.
We make less noise than a mouse.
Guess I have to build a missile battery over here, too. Keep you guys from messing up my stuff. I mean, I adopted Mr. Steak. I'm not a monster. I don't eat dogs. In fact, just today we were... Oh, careful, sandstorm. Sandstorm.
Received.
Not good to fly through.
As fast as I can.
Yeah, just today I was at the office working on some of our audio stuff for an upcoming TOS at the table. And Tyler is watching over a Dalmatian puppy. So he brought her. It was cute. Cute puppy.
Yes.
Looks like the smugglers have gotten pretty much the whole south side of town.
On our way.
I might have to worry about them creeping up this way.
We'll look there.
And it looks like the sandstorms have to go mess with my stuff.
I wait. Received.
Okay, now I'm gonna trust you to auto recon because I
Look
at
there.
least now know that the. Oh, okay. That's why they kept attacking. See, that's their capital right here. Shai-Hulud, which they stole the Fremen naming scheme for. The jerks. So that now tells me that one of their plans of expansion is probably going to be along this corridor.
Greetings.
I don't know what I did to impress you, Leto, but I'm glad I don't have to make you my enemy immediately. Okay, you're okay. Don't know why you gave me that message. losing plascrete. Gonna have to do something to work on that. It's not a lot. Can I have you build me? No, I'd have to spend more plascrete to make it. I could take some offensive operations. No, neither of these areas have that boost. So I just have to build it somewhere. I could build it here. That'll work. Not ideal, but it'll work. Maybe. The thing is, they're all on the west side of the map. Like, I may imagine maybe one of either, maybe Harkonnen or Atreides are up here, and then the other faction's over here. But it does mean half the map is almost to myself, which is interesting. It's not a very even map distribution, honestly. But I'm not complaining. I'm just amused. And we have a very good defensible position, because anyone who attacks us will either have to risk going through the deep desert with massive health risks, or they have to come down these long chain of provinces we have built up. So we got quite a buffer zone. This is a pretty good position. I know I said I didn't want to, like, totally wrap up the deep deserts in my territory, but, you know, with some extra spice provinces over here. Yeah, I'm thinking if I'm not gonna expand westward, I should expand towards these provinces down here, so I can get some extra plascrete, some extra spices, and then just get this giant hole in the ground. Who doesn't want a giant hole in the ground, guys? It's cool. Look, little striations. Kami Xantar, thank you for the 37-month resub. Now, bigger question. Do I have any free spies? I don't. I'm probably going to want to put some spies to infiltrate these smugglers. Yeah, it is worth noting that every time I get a new village, I have to really boost my water production. And the fact that I have so many already means getting down this way is going to be difficult. If I was able to extract water from the polar sink, that may have been worth it, but I can't, apparently. I guess because I'm Fremen. Even I'm not entirely sure. But maybe it might be worth just getting one more village to get at this spice field over here. Silago Depression. One sympathizer. Ooh, hello. Okay, hold on. We have a special region right next to it. Sand Dud with Mount Idaho. Named after the titular character. Companion of Paul Atreides. Extra hegemony, and research hub production, which would be helpful. So what's the gameplay like? Hard to describe in a short summary. You're not too far off the base with Civ, but it's not turn-based, and you're not managing nearly as much units, but you are managing kind of like one representing a group of units. So when are you gonna flood the planet? Far outside my abilities, sadly. This isn't terraforming Mars. That would make things a bit more interesting. You know, like Stage 2 of the game after the Fremens win. Now you have to terraform Arrakis. Like they always wanted to. No, nothing like Total War. Total War, like, zooms in to have massive armies fight each other. You're not going any closer to the fight than this right here. Oh, what are you doing over here, smugglers? You're moving a lot of units over here. I think I'll do the same, because I do not like... Ooh, that's a lot. Okay. There. Huh. What are you doing? I don't like the looks of this. What was with that sudden build-up? Oh, Lord. So either spend influence to get money, or take over a zone and get a new spice field. Gotta love the choices there. I haven't, if you're still looking for game comparisons, I haven't played Kingdoms Reborn, so I'm not sure how much it compares. Ooh, what is my upkeep on villages? Or is it just everything in a village 10% off? Yeah, sure, give that a try.
How can I help?
Wait, what did you just do? Are you taunting me? That you hadn't taken anything from me. You haven't even taken the big hole in the ground. Oh, yeah, there they go. Alright, well, we have 2 of these now, so why not? Let's have some fun. Everybody in. Move. Chugga 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 chugga. Oh crap. So surprise! Oh shit, there's a lot of you. Also, wait a minute, where did you... Guys, come on! My militia gonna attack? This isn't exactly an ideal fight, if you ask me, but... There we go, now they proc the militia. It's too late to save these warriors, though. Oh, hold on. Sorry to interrupt that important fight, but there is a Landsrod vote. How about no? How about no? Dear God, do not vote for me. Smugglers, because they've been jerks. I'm gonna put almost all my influence into that. And back to the fight. Don't keep going into town just because they're not attacking you directly. Come on, guys. That sucks.
Yes. We'll look for invaders there. We're ready to hunt the invaders.
Hold on, I want to see if I can kite them while the missile battery takes them out.
Taking position. We'll wait there.
That's what you get! Oh, that's not what I need right now. Crap. And, hold on, wait. Cancel that. I can't build a Fadaikin. Oh boy, that's a whole lot of stuff going on right now. Go ahead and work on that. In the meantime, I think it's finally time we use some of these abilities. Alright, well, unfortunately, even a sandworm isn't going to get these guys over here any faster. Oh, yikes. This is bad. Actually, that's a good thing, as long as they don't fly into it. No more water. Oh, yeah, because they just liberated the town. Yeah. Yeah, so not having that town produce water for me is a big bad. I'm gonna have to burn another thumper just so everyone can get over there in time. Yeah, and see, every time you have a negative resource deficit, this is when it comes in and hurts you. So our manpower production's down because we don't have enough water. Our Solari's down. Everything sucks. It's terrible. And the prom's tomorrow! But fortunately, I still have a thumper, which means I can get right back over here. But it's going to be 2 warriors against 4 units, so the odds are not in my favor. This is more or less a desperation play. And I can't afford to take... Ooh, maybe I should take them out, because now they're getting hit by sandstorms. Oh hey, another friendly CH. Yes, we'll ally. And I might have to cancel our trade because I need that water back. But now Fedaykin are a bit cheaper. Good to know. Okay, don't just engage them. You have to engage the people that are shooting you or else this is going to get really bad. Come on, come on, come on. Kill them, kill them. Get in the melee and ruin their day. Okay, 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 okay. We're good, we're good. Not great, but we're good. I really want to bring some Fedaykin into this. Because they're the Death Commandos, loyal to Muad'Dib. The Messiah. Their Messiah. Alright, well you guys are just going to be left over there because apparently there's a hostile CH. And I can't trade water with. But I'll probably have to do so soon, or else they'll just keep raiding me. Like jerks. Okay, good. So we got that back. So start trading with them so they don't hate me. And we immediately solved our water problem. But now I'm noticing we're selling almost all the spice we're getting, and we're barely breaking even with our money. So we're going to have to look into ways to mitigate our Solari upkeep. Or find ways to improve our revenue. Oh, that's actually really good. Hold on. Is there anyone who wants... Ooh.
Greeting.
Oof. And you don't
Let's
like
get
me.
to business.
Alright, well, never mind then. The people who don't hate me don't have a lot of money, so I guess we're not selling anything. Oh no, you poisoned my reserves, you jerk. Alright! Didn't even notice that my Plascrete upkeep resolution was passed against the smugglers. Fuck those guys. Now everything, all their buildings are costing more Plascrete. Well, I mean, the problem with me trying to conquer them is that I only have 3 units to my name, and one of them is required to at least help stave the smugglers off, and the other 2 I had to put up here, because this CH doesn't like me. I still have to get this thing done. I don't have nearly enough influence, so I might just have to let it fail. Oh yeah, because I'm not conquering another place in like 2 hours. 2 in-game hours. Oh. It looks like the smugglers are starting to make their move south. I'm tempted to contest that, but I don't think I can move my forces, or at least not many of them. Maybe we can... Let's take a look at what's going on here. Oh yeah, no, that's a whole lot of nasty. Could do this though. That way, while they're sitting here, they're losing supplies.
How can I help?
I mean, I'm attacking a region you just happen to be in. That sounds like a you problem. Yeah, geez, he pulled his forces out. He was so scared. Maybe he just wanted to pillage them. Nope. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. The Harkonnens are attacking. No, it's Atreides! Atreides! How could you? I trusted you! Well, this is unfortunate. Go ahead and start trying to attack them. This might be worth using the Thumper. Alright, so Thumper there to take these guys. Okay, good. Okay, actually, we can bring them right to the fight. So that we might actually hold on to Ranur. This might actually be the climactic battle to end the game on. I might shift this over to like a small scale game with another faction just to kind of mess around with things. Because I think if we're able to hold on to the polar sink, then we might have hit something akin to a rough stalemate. Ooh, this is not good. Make sure you focus on... I can't control the militia units. That's good to know. Oh, they just ran off. Cowards. Okay, you guys go back here in case the smugglers get interested. Haha. That's what you get, Atreides. A traitor. Alright. So I'll save this. I think everyone's gotten a good look at just what the game looks like from the Fremen perspective. Let's see what the game looks like from another faction's perspective. I imagine when it comes to resource collection, all 3 of them are pretty similar, but between House Atreides, House Harkonnen, and the Smugglers, which faction would you guys be interested in looking at? I don't feel like starting up a poll, so whatever name I see the most of in the next couple of seconds wins. I'm going to count House Meatball as House Harkonnen, so that's 3 votes for Harkonnen, 1 vote for Atreides, 1 vote for Smugglers. Now 3 votes for Atreides. Whoever types in the next name wins. But you can't have already spoken. Alright. Hungry Giant with Atreides. Alright, now let's see what we have here. We have the Lady Jessica. Allows you to impose any treaty upon other factions for 50 influence. Clearly the whole factions thing is an influence game. Duncan, Idaho. All relation gains with Sietch are increased by 100%, so it's easier to ally with them. Thufir Hawat. Your agents have 1 additional trait. Your villages gain 20% resource production for 2 days. Yeah, that's helpful. Gurney Halleck. This unlocks the veteran militia unit. I think I'm going to go with Duncan, Idaho, and Thufir. So we have the peaceful annexation ability. Other factions lose no authority from treaties with you. Benefits war from a high Landsrod standing. Cannot pillage neutral villages. So we start with Erikeen, but we still have to get 2,000 hegemony to do anything there. Alright.
Yes, sir.
Well, we know a spice field's immediately to our north. Let's look at that. As for military, go ahead. Well, let's take a look at what our units are. We have the Trooper. Melee Fighter, pretty basic. Ranger. A ranged unit. But they get the benefit of multiple units focusing on the same target. Heavy Weapon Squad. Heavy Weapon Squad. Support Drone, and then Warden. Alright, so let's go with Trooper, obviously. Melee's helpful. Don't know if I want to put another unit out there, but let's go ahead and try a Ranger. No, do that first, because that's the village. Okay, so instead of the Spacing Guild bribe, we have the Imperial Tax. So this is money we owe to the this is spice we owe to the Emperor. Interesting. So I thought they wouldn't have something like this because they have to be more circumspect with their gains.
Received.
Guess not. We're not loyal to this Palpatine. We are loyal to the Padishah Emperor Shaddam IV.
At your service, sir.
Big difference.
We're focused.
Arkma. Oh, where are we on the map? So we're on the west side. West side.
For the Duke.
Are we actually gonna lose the trooper? No, we're not. Got a bit dicey there.
How is Arrakis treating you?
Badly.
We are ready.
I still want stuff to be cheaper on the outset, but let's see. What special stuff do the Atreides get? Atreides delegations. Other factions lose 100% more Landsrod standing when breaking a treaty with you. Or, plus 20% influence per controlled special region. Militia are more powerful. New homeland. Your units have plus percent. Oh, geez. This one's good. So, essentially, very helpful for defensive fights. And this one gives you a lot of money if people like you.
Yes, sir.
Alright, go ahead and build me a refinery. Okay, yeah. So, Fremen can't build a water extractor, but at least the other factions just need the right tech. Interesting. So there's really, aside from the fact it gives us a lot of hegemony, there's not really much of a point for the Fremen taking the polar sink. We're learning. Oh, you don't know jack shit about Dune? Well, can I interest you in either picking up the audiobook from Audible or watching the 2021 movie? The 2021 movie is good, but I believe the book is still a better story told. The movie sacrifices a lot of the non-Paul Atreides stuff for the sake of Paul Atreides stuff, which kind of diminishes the overall narrative, but it's not a bad story. Oh look, you can even see the palm trees from the mansion. Neat. Alright, that gives me Solari. Oh, but that gives me Plascrete, so really both of these are good regions to take.
Ready.
Let's start with this one.
Agreed.
As you command. We are on the move.
Alright, so harvesters will attract sandworms. At the first worm sign, you will have to recall your harvester if you don't want it to be destroyed along with its crew. You can increase spice production by adding more crew to your harvesters, like we do with the camps, but the camps can just sit there all the live long day.
We're going out.
Alright, so deploy. I'll give you a crew. So we have the carryall, take the harvester to the spice field. And then the harvester just does its work for a little bit. In the meantime, we'll go over here and beat these guys up.
Awaiting orders.
We do want to put it in favor of the stockpile so we can pay the tax. Uh-oh, this isn't good.
We are ready.
I might actually need another group of troopers. Because the range units are being kind of squished right now. So let's go ahead and put this agent in the Landsrot, since that seems to be where the Atreides have their fun. And take control of this town.
At your service, sir. Ready. Roger that. We're going out.
So it seems like the harvesters do pick up a lot more spice while they're running than the camps do. Like I've almost filled up my stockpile high enough that I can afford to pay the tax this round. And it's paid, so let's shift this over. worm sign's gonna show up and threaten to eat the ship.
Listening.
Let's have you guys go ahead and attack this place.
Listening. Received.
Oh, we got a raid. That's not good.
Ready.
Cancel our attack.
We are on the move. Yes, sir. We are ready. Charge!
Alright,
Yes, sir.
get rid of them.
Awaiting
Oh,
orders.
oh, and we got. Oh, nope, we got worm sign. We got worm sign. Get the rangers out of there.
Received. Awaiting orders.
Okay,
We are
come
on
back
the
there,
move.
Keen.
We're going out.
And I am running out of plascrete,
Let's
so
get
let's
to
see if
business.
anyone would be willing to sell.
How can I help?
Looks like the smugglers got a little bit on their side, and I happen to have a lot of Solari, so let's make a deal. I'll take 200. Alright. We'll have to speed up our conquest of Hadmara so we can get that plascrete. What do you want, fat ass?
What do you want?
I'm not giving you my influence. Yeah, no, that's not worth it. Go away.
Yes, sir.
Ready. Focus fire.
Awaiting command. On duty. We're going out.
Draco Lawlet, thank you for the 9-month resub. You have a sub, baby. Congrats. And we paid our Imperial tax, and the tax has gone up. So honestly, this is kind of disappointing. The fact that the tax is pretty much the same as the Spacing Guild bribe, but actually starts out a bit lower is, meh. Don't know how I feel about that.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we have control of that. Give me the Plascrete factory. fall back. Give each of these at least one militia to protect them. Still no worm sign. You know, you just would have thought that this would have been a lot more of a active procedure. I mean, there's even an enable auto recall, at which point, why bother? Oh, if I have it turned on, it gets less spice. Oh, well, just in time. There's our worm sign. And there goes the harvester. So when can I deploy it again? Huh. Weird. So it costs me, at the moment, 1 spice per whatever increment of time it uses to just have it recall itself. And it looks like we got a patch of deep desert up here. Pretty big patch. So we're probably not going to be expanding northward anytime soon. But Mimiel has another Plaskerete bonus. So this is probably going to be our next conquest when things settle down. I want a recruiting office, though, just so I can get a bit more manpower. So what is peaceful annexation? Oh, there it is. So if I have enough authority and enough water, I can just capture the village in a set amount of time without having to conquer it. Good to know. I'd like some of that. Sure, I'll put 100 in there, 60 in there, and call it a day. This is not a remake of an older game. There were other real-time strategy games based in Dune, but they were not this game. This game has a lot of its own unique features that you may find in other games, but not. It's not a remaster of like Battle for Dune or Dune 2000. Do you have to do anything to that? Okay.
Roger that. All clear.
You can't you can't summon a worm to eat somebody. Not even the Fremen seem to have that ability. But if you fight in the open desert, a worm can show up, and if it shows up in the right spot, it just deletes whatever unit's standing there, or group of units. A bit more water. have to spend the extra plascrete.
Let's get to business.
Good for you, Tuick. Really? Who supported the frickin' upkeep cost? Harkonnens, smugglers, and the minor houses. What fun. Guess they weren't recruiting anyone.
Sir? On Vector.
I don't remember if Westwood made the older Dune games, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Ready.
More deep desert. Oh, we have the same situation we had last time. We're flanked by deep desert. Alright, let's try this peaceful annexation thing once that's done. Alright, and peacefully annex. So I guess if another group was to come in, they could steal that from under us since that takes so long. Oh, and we got issues. You guys go over there and help.
Waiting for your order.
Awaiting orders.
We are ready. On duty.
Save the militia, they're expensive. Dang it, guys. I have to build a new one. I care about the people and the fact they cost a lot to replace.
Awaiting command.
I already missed haha. I don't think maybe haha will return on this map. I can't be sure. Oh, sandstorm. I wonder what that's going to do if it runs over the harvester. Let's find out. It's about to. What? Half of our influence for 136 spice. Well, since our harvester just got eaten by a storm, I'll take it.
At your service, sir.
Maybe get out of the way of that.
Yes, sir.
Come down here. Oh, this is another good region down here. these are all 5s. That's gonna be a tough nut to crack unless I annex it peacefully. Oh, okay. Honestly, aside from the fact that it's a big hole to throw authority down, peaceful annexation looks pretty... what's the right word? Good in comparison to trying to conquer the town. Let's just look at Arakeen for a little bit. Looks nice. Got little shuttlecraft. I wish I could turn the camera. Can I? No, doesn't look like it. What? What is it, fatty?
What do you want?
You're the one who called me! Well, that was the whole thing about Arakeen is that they're supposed to have 10 date palms growing outside the governor's mansion. Little interesting tidbit of lore. There's a nice conversation about how much water each date palm takes up. So there's a mix of admiration and disdain for the palm trees because all that water could be going to feeding the people, and it doesn't. It goes to growing some nice palm trees.
We're going out.
Another spice field. And I've got the 2,000 hegemony, so now I can actually build stuff in Arakeen. Oh, okay. So the different capitals had different layouts for the districts. CH Tabor only had 1, 2, and 3 slot district. Arakeen has 2 2-slot and 1 3-slot, along with 3 1-slots. And different buildings, at least some of them. They can't build a bazaar. And it doesn't look like any of the buildings in here give the same kind of bonus. Survivor, the palm trees were there before the Atreides moved from Caladan. I think they were put in by House Fainring when they were the temporary stewards. I'm not sure about that, but I do know that the Fenrings were the ones that had the greenhouse in the Arakeen mansion. Oh, I definitely want to make sure that does not get used against me. Oh, geez, I can speed up time. I could have sped up time this whole time? Oh, no. I feel so bad watching stuff move so slowly. Alright, okay, I got control of Min... Oh, and we get to keep the militia. Okay, peaceful annexation is pretty bitchin'. The only downside is that it just takes so long. Surprise, surprise, the Atreides have a nice... a nice mechanic that goes with their loyalty and diplomacy. Jetpack, I was talking... Sorry, when I'm talking about the Arakeen stuff, this is all on Arrakis. House Atreides was controlled by Caladan for thousands of years. I don't even know if any of the books covered what was going on Caladan before the Atreides showed up. Oh, what's this? It looks like we found where the Fremen are coming. Well, they're attacking this village. So their Siege Tabor must be somewhere over there. Oh, come on, guys. I'm not... There's a sandstorm out right now. I don't want to deal with
On
this.
duty.
Understood.
Oh, the Butlerian Jihad books covered that. I'm not a fan of those books, honestly. I don't like the kind of machine... Because the thing is, the original book does leave the Butlerian Jihad vague. All you know is that that was the time period in which mankind got rid of the thinking machines, AI. And that's why you have the people with advanced minds, like the Bene Gesserit or the Mentats. But the way it's explained in the book is that people were enslaved by people with machines, because the original thought was the machines would then make mankind free. They didn't. It was just a longer chain of slavery. That's why the machines were overthrown. Not that you have a typical rogue AI problem where mankind's like, well, we can't deal with this anymore. Just kill them all, I guess. And then they did. I find the idea that the destruction of AI was more of a spiritual movement of humans than it was just another the AI's gone bad story. So meh. I mean, yeah, and that's my biggest problem with the giant... I want to be careful with what I say here, because there's a lot of some stuff in the background that makes it a bit more complicated. But generally, if there isn't anything that details the universe after the death of the author, I'd rather there not be any like official published stuff that tries to carry on the fiction. Because inevitably it just becomes a mess. Because it's very hard to reconcile two different authors going in two different directions. What about the Silmarillion? That was Tolkien's notes just compiled. Generally speaking, the Tolkien estate hasn't, well, I say that, and then I know there's some frickin' extended Lord of the Rings books on Audible that I figured he didn't write. And that's why I'm trying to be careful with what I'm saying here. I can't give a very broad generalization, but I want to take something just out of the context of Dune. Because at least for me, it's more broad than just, I don't like what Brian Herbert's adding to the Dune universe. Well, and yeah, jetpack, that's kind of the opposite problem, when the writer will not let their work be. I would say George Lucas is on a less controversial, but on a similar path. And that's why you have to draw the line at just how many director's cuts are you going to let these people put out for films, too.
Awaiting command.
Stop scanning my stuff. Stop it. I don't want you to know that that's there. Hold on. I'm noticing that when I'm doing the Landsrod votes, it's not blue. I'm not spending my influence. I think I'm determining where the houses minor are voting. This little block right here. So if I'm right, turning this out, I can put 80 points here. Correct. Okay, so I have 100 votes that I can just throw any which way. Huh, interesting. Equisfer, thank you for the... Oh, continuing your gift subscription from Promenade Amir. That's adjacent provinces, right? So that should probably be here. Where'd you guys come from?
We are ready.
Go help them. Well, geez, so much from benefiting for having the whole garrison here to help.
Agreed.
You guys are getting whipped. That's way too much for that little money. Go away. Oh no, sandworm! Go away, go away, go away, go, go, go!
Received. On the
That could have been bad.
Yes, sir.
Could have lost a good
Let's
unit
go.
there.
Yes, sir. We're listening. As you command. We're going out.
Listening. Yes. Taking position.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Haven't found CH Tabor, but looks like we're definitely in Fremen territory up here. Ooh, and the smugglers have already gotten control of the polar sink. That's gonna be a bit annoying. It looks like the Harkonnens are fighting them over it. Doubly annoying. Man, it actually looks like the Harkonnens are fighting on several different fronts. This is some of their units are up here, too. Well, they did it. They had control of it. Now they're either going to liberate it or... Oh, wow, I'm being cut off. I guess I've been too cozy back here, consolidating support. Everyone else has been gunning for the center. Oh, wow. You have to produce 200 water to qualify for this charter? I have to build like 2 wind traps in every single settlement I have. Just checking to see if any of these... Okay, here we go. Ah! So the Imperial Basin is a good place to get. But the Fremen have cut me off. So it seems like the Harkonnen... Oh, there's CH Tabor. So the Harkonnens are probably somewhere over here. And the smugglers are probably over here. So the big question is, do I try to make friends with the Fremen?
How is Arrakis treating you?
At the very least, a non-aggression pact seems favorable. Wow, they're rich. Huh. You'd think the smugglers wouldn't have so much hegemony. The fact they have to fight so desperately to keep control of what they have from the Harkonnens. Although the Harkonnens, I guess, could just walk right by their units. Huh. What are you guys doing?
I feel like you had a chance to take the town last time you attacked, and now you're just chickening out, man. Whips!
Okay, well that's clearly going to go in the smuggler's favor. I don't like that Arakeen is right up against Fremen territory, though. I should have a buffer zone. Oh wow, they're just building a whole bunch of missile batteries. Look at that. 2 of them and then the Plascrete factory. They do not want anyone taking that territory from them without a hard fight.
We're going out. We're going out.
Oh yes, please give me this. This is also helpful. Probably spreading myself a bit too thin here, but let's see what these votes get me.
We're going out.
I'm gonna get this place just because it has the special region, and it'll give me some extra hegemony. But after that, I'm gonna start trying to aim for getting to the polar sink. Oh, especially now that it's about to be liberated by a raid of all people. So our Arconans bash their heads against it. Wait, no, stick around. Actually liberate the city. Where are you going? Oh, dealing with that, I guess. Not if I'm getting bombed. Oh. Well, that's going well for them, I guess. Actually, more important question, why can't I see what's going on over here? I don't know. Ah, damn, the Fremen won that one. Oh well, but I'll take these two. Especially with all the stuff I'm selling to Chom, I'll be rich!
We're going out.
Just noticed all these filters down here. Neat. Wait, what? Oh. It's like, what? Harvester, oh no.
Yes.
How can I help?
Subach kuha.
I could do with a little bit of research. Oh, another raid. Oh dear. Alright, hold on.
Here to deal with the heavy
Can I get
stuffs.
you guys? I guess I should build an airfield. Because that's going to take you guys forever to get down there, but start moving, I guess.
Focused.
On our way.
Can I get like one of you to go around here? They're just going to keep shooting you. Oh boy.
How is
Intel
Arrakis
and
treating
spice for half of my plascrete and half of my influence. That's a hard bargain. I don't want it. Oh boy, here we go. Why are you going through the deep desert? You're gonna have almost no supplies when you get here. Great, now they're all gonna be injured.
Subach kuha.
Oh, and then the sandworm showed up and gobbled. What the hell? Well, if you wanted to see a sandworm eat something, there you go.
We're going out.
No shit, get off, get off, get off, get off, get off.
We're listening. On duty. We're going out.
You know what? I think on that, I'm getting kind of tired. It's almost been 3 hours. But I think on that thrilling conclusion to that raid, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and save this because I'm having some fun playing with the good Duke. Leave it there. Leave it there, I said. Let's see. Who else is streaming right now? Is Nick still streaming? Oh, yeah. And oddly enough, he's streaming Mad Max, so it feels all the more fitting. So let me go ahead and send you guys over to him. Hope everyone had a fun time testing out this game. It is $30 on Steam right now, but it is early access. The thing didn't pop up. I see. Yeah. I currently have a raid in progress. That's BS. I'm not seeing the thing where I can send you guys off. What the hell? Gotta love it when it breaks on me like this. I'm so confused. All right, well, one way or another, Kieran and Grant should be back tomorrow night for some more dinner time gaming, but then I will finally start the last episode of Great Ace Attorney Chronicles 2 Resolve on Thursday, and then Barth the Blue Adventures will be back on Friday. Until then, guys, later.